start with the measures. Now it's time to learn the measures. So let's dive into the pool of measure. So before explaining the concept of measure, let me go to the canvas first. Okay. So whatever, I'll freshly start. Let me select the metrics. Okay. So before explaining the measures, let me take some fields, and along with this example, I'm going to explain a measure very well. So it will be very beneficial for you to and understand very easily, right? Let me take a couple of fields over here. I'll take a product name on the row side and a return quantity, values, and I want to order quantity. Let me just take it sorry, focus view, so it will be very easy for watching, right? So now, so from the previous video, you may got the concept of rule of filter context, right? So now you can see this order quantity is following or obeying the rule of your filter context, because in front of this product name you can see the order quantity as well as a return quantity in a sequential manner, and after that the total is given here. Why we are seeing, we are able to see the correct value in front of that product name? It is because we already created the relationship between these tables, so that's why we are able to we are able to see the correct and perfect value in front of each product name. So now my thought is that we want to calculate return rate. So earlier we have seen that for the return rate, if I ask you to calculate the return rate, you simply say that, sir, let's move to the table view and create a new column and just put some syntax DAX over here and just calculate the return. No, that will not happen, because return rate and order quantity are from the different tables, and we don't have any relationship between them. See, you can see the F sales and F returns does not have any direct relationship, so they having the shared relationship. So it will not be easy for us to create that column and then putting some DAX and just extracting the answer. No, it will not happen. So for that purpose you need to create the relationship between the F sales and F returns, and then you will be able to create a new column. That means a row context, right? So filter context, sorry, and from that you can get the answer. But if you do so, it will make a very critical, it will make a critical model, and everything will be collapsed. You will not able to get the right answer, right? So that was the measure introduced. Measure will be created on the canvas only, because ultimately your client will require the output. They will not going to ask you, have you created the column or have you created the measures? So creating a measure having a different advantages. There are no disadvantages in creating the measures, because see, measure is not physically available in your model. So they are only the calculations. Measures are only calculations, and listen carefully, they are not physically available in your model. They are only they exist virtually. But if you go in the data and if you create a column, new column, and if you put tags and you create a calculation, and it will give you answer, no doubt. But the new column text exists physically in your table, in your model. So it will automatically makes heavier model, and it will be create a problem while opening or refreshing the model. So that's why measure has a different advantages. Now let's create the return rate. So now our interest is to create a return rate. For return rate, we just need our return quantity and the order quantity. Return rate is equals to return quantity divided by order quantity. So you would say, sir, simply we can just do the calculation, create a measure and we can get the answer. No, it's not like that. I suggest you that you just pause the video and just try it by yourself. Okay, so before that, let me just create the measures and we'll go one by one. Okay, so for the measure, go on the app cells and I'm just clicking the right uh, click, and just here you can say that new measure. So once you click on new measure, one window will pop up, one formula bar will be there, right? So simply our interest is to calculate return rate. If I type return rate over here and gives equals to sign, and if you write a return, see I'm not getting anything over here. So previously video we typed something, right, return quantity, return. If you type return, so it will automatically shows the multiple options over here. But we are not able to getting this because this is happening on the canvas only. It's not in the table, and it does not having the relationship over here. So that's why what we have to do, we have to create the sum first, sum of return quantity divided by sum of order quantity. So you will say that, sir, it will be like a summation of all the column and divided by summation of all the quantity. It makes sense, no issues, but you cannot divide all the columns with the other column. It doesn't make sense. So that's why follow me. So we'll just create it. Total return quantity is equals to sum of, we are doing sum of, see, now I am getting all the options of return quantity. So just click over here, close the bracket. Okay, so now again create a new measure. Now we'll create a sum of total order quantity is equals to your sum of order quantity. I think first is not created. Let me create it again. Right. Now last one is sorry, not a column, we need a measure. Now total, sorry, what we want to calculate? So return rate, right? Return rate is equals to your total return quantity divided by total order quantity, right? See, We'll put here these created measures and let's see what's happening. So total order quantity, so you can see the similar values. These are the row context. Why we can see the similar values over here, even if we have some combine all these values, right? You may have a question in your mind, is it? So because of your filter context, your filter context gives, your filter context has a relationship and they are doing this everything, so you will be able to see all these values, right? So now let me put the return quantity over here, total return quantity we just created. See, this calculator form means it's a measure, right? So let's put the total order quantity. The similar values are reflecting. I guess order quantity is repeated. Return quantities, right? Total return quantity. Right. So now but we had to find out the return rate. See, if I put over here the return rate, so I'll get the return rate. So see why we have done this total return quantity measure and total order quantity measure, because it doesn't make sense that you can divide one column with another column. So that's why it's a proper way to create two different measures and just do the operations, whatever the operations you want to do. So our interest is to convert it into the measure. So for that purpose you have to click on it, and I am in measure tool and just clicking over here. So I'll get in percentage. See the return rate converted into the percentage. The moment I remove this product name, see the moment I remove this product name, you will see the aggregated values over here. So simply if the relationships are there, so you can put the different operations according to your business scenarios. You can choose the categories. So if I go the subcategories and product subcategories, so according to that we are getting the return rate of that each product. Why we are getting these values are right or wrong, how you can judge? If, as I told you, that in a filter flow, if the same values are repeating along the rows, along the each, in front of each values, that means your column is getting wrong values, right? So here we are getting the right values. Similar way, according to that you can put the different customer keys are there. Let me check. Subcategories, product name, categories name. I'm just putting categories name over here, and let me just remove this product. See, accessory, bikes and clothing, we are getting the similar value. I hope that you understood the measures. So we are going to work on now onwards. We are just only talking about the measures for the entire session. Okay. So please repeat this process again and again. Try to understand what and where is what is happening over here. Okay. Instead of putting this divide, you can just use a divide function. So you just have to put divide over here, right, comma, and again comma and 1. See, numerator, denominator and alternate result, after that comma, and they are asking you alternate result. So you just have to put 0 over here. Why? Sometimes if the value is null or the 0 is there, so it will give the infinite value in the column. So the handling of infinite will become very hard for our model. So that's why with going with the proper function, it will create a proper result for us. See, just close the bracket and just put the enter, right? Similar way. So you can do, please try it by yourself, right?
So thank you guys. I hope that you got the video. Okay.